Okay, here's my little chamomile tire patch, I call it. I had just one little sprig of chamomile that came up last year, and I thought that that was it, and that I had lost my chamomile and I wasn't going to have any. And then when it came up this spring, it has filled the entire tire with chamomile, and it's blooming like crazy. And I've already picked the chamomile. You just pull the little flower heads off, just pinch them off, and that's what you harvest to make the chamomile tea. So I harvested almost all the flowers yesterday, and look again today, coming right back up. This is the first year bloom, so they're not going to be great big flowers, but they still make awesome chamomile. So much better than what you get in the store. Nice and flavorful, and I just love it. And I'm going to be showing you how to process that in just a minute. This is my chamomile flower heads. I harvested these yesterday, and they've been in the dehydrator about 10 hours. And this is what was in my chamomile patch in my herb garden yesterday. So what I'm going to do now is put them into these little tea bags and have some fresh chamomile tea. And I just put them in a jar and keep them in my cupboard. And every week I'm going to go out and harvest all of my chamomile flower heads. And I will have fresh chamomile tea for the rest of the summer, and hopefully, if the heat doesn't damage my plants too badly, I will have chamomile tea for the winter as well. So hold on, and let's see how many bags of tea that I get out of my little stash of chamomile here today. Okay, so for my first haul of my chamomile plants, my flower heads, they've been dehydrated and put into my tea bags, and now I'm ready to have fresh chamomile tea. I'll be putting it in this jar right here and up in my cupboard. Hopefully by the end of the summer I'll have quite a bit more. So we'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. Okay, so here's my yarrow, and this is what I'm going to harvest. You harvest the yarrow when they have gone into full bloom, which many of these have. I'm not going to take all the ones that haven't bloomed, but the ones that are ready, I'm going to go ahead and cut them off. And you cut them off to within, I cut them off to within 3 inches. 2 inches is recommended, but I cut them off 3 inches above the ground. And then I'll show you the process from there. As you can see, my yarrow plant has been whipped around pretty heavily by the high winds that we've had recently. So it looks pretty pushed over, but I am trimming it back down as it blooms, back down to about 3 to 5 inches above the dirt, so it can bush back up and have a chance to grow. But it looks pretty beat up by the wind right now, but it's still in good condition, still usable. And this is how much I've gotten. Got a whole bucket full. And I think I'm going to be happy that I have 2 dehydrators this year because I think I'm going to need them. From now on through the summer, it's going to be dehydrating. Lots and lots. So, okay, this is the yarrow after I chopped it up in pieces to fit into my dehydrator. And this is what I got after I dehydrated it, and then I put it into my food processor and chopped it. And this is what I got. And I took part of it and put it into a coffee grinder. And I ground it up in the coffee grinder and made it into a really fine powder. And that I will use as a, I guess you call it blood coagulant. If you cut your hand or you have a deep cut and it's bleeding pretty badly and you want to stop the bleeding, put this powder generously inside of the wound, sprinkle it over the wound, and it will stop the bleeding. And it actually works. I did cut my finger really bad not too long ago, and I tried it on myself just to see if it works, and by golly, it does. So that's really good if you want to stop bleeding. Really good for that. And that's my Yarrow powder. So I made a bunch of it, a little jar of it, just to have handy in case I need it, because now I know it actually works. And I just put it in my little coffee grinder here and powdered it, and that's what you get. And of course, here's my chamomile back here that I just made, and right before this. And now I'm going to take my tea bags, and for the rest of the yarrow that I have chopped up, I'm going to put it in tea bags and put it into this jar and save it for medicinal purposes for yarrow tea. And if you want to know the benefits of yarrow, I will put the link to a video I did on it in the description area of this video. It has a lot of really good benefits. It's a great medicinal plant to have. And I'm pleased as punch with the powder. It powdered up really nice. I was really pleased with the way it turned out. So that's my video for today, guys. Let me give you a look at some of my chicory flowers. I just thought they were so pretty, so I just want to show them to you. Look at this, guys. All my chicory is blooming. Isn't that pretty? There's the flowers back there. There's some over here. Isn't that pretty? I cannot wait until I can harvest some of this chicory and roast it for my chicory coffee. I quit drinking regular coffee because for some reason it's decided not to like me. So the chicory coffee does really great, and it's really beneficial for your digestive health, and so it's worked out really good for me.